Okay, so let's get back to that problem that I couldn't finish in the last video, but let's do it over again. Let's try to be as clear as possible. And what we're dealing with is linear equations. Linear equations, sorry about that. Linear equations, but with fractions. In this case, we started dealing with linear equations with fractions. And let me call it problem number 1. And what I put up there was m minus 2 divided by 5. Then, like I said, I deliberately left a space. You already saw in the last video why I left a space, but let's start from the beginning. Let me explain from the beginning. There's no reason why not to. M minus 4 over 2. Then comes the equal sign. Then I left a little bit of space over here again, purposely. M plus 5. On your paper, though, you won't have all those spaces when you see it on Alex or you see it on a test paper. M plus 5 over, I apologize, this is supposed to say 15, right? I'm sorry about that. 15. M plus 5 over 15. And then plus 2. That's the exact same problem that we had last time. So we said on scrap paper, and I'm elaborating a little bit. I'm doing it a little slower and elaborating a little bit better this time. We're looking for the LCD of 5, 2, and 15. What is the lowest number that all of these will go into evenly? The lowest number. The answer is 30. 5 will go into 30 evenly. 2 will go into 30 evenly. 15 will go into 30 evenly. 60 is also true, but it's not the lowest number. 30 is the lowest number that all three will go into evenly. That's their LCD. All right, that's our scrap paper work. Where am I getting this from? Obviously, I'm getting it. You can look over on the side here. On the left, the 5, the 2, and the 15. That's, I don't care about this 2. The denominator of the 2 is a 1. It doesn't play any role. It's the 5, 2, and 15 I care about, and 30 is the magic number, so to speak. What does that 30 tell me to do? When I find the LCD, what should I do? Here's what I do. Take it over to the next door to each of these 4 numbers and multiply them all by 30. Don't forget, this is a minus. Don't make any mistakes here. That's a minus. Multiply this by 30 as well. Multiply, that's why I left a space. So I can put by 30 in there. Multiply this by 30, and I don't mind putting the 30 on the right-hand side. It doesn't make a difference on the last number there. But all have to be multiplied by that same number 30. Okay, where does this take us? Now look what happens. 5 goes into 30 6 times. We'll deal with that pretty soon. Hold on. 2 goes into 30 15 times. 15 goes into 30 twice. And the 2 times 30 is going to be 60. Hold off on that. We'll get there pretty soon. Now this makes my life a lot easier. Look at this. Everything's crossed out except for the 6. So now distribute the 6 across the parentheses. What does that get me on line number 2? 6m, 6 times m, and 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. All right, what about negative 15 times m? That's negative 15m. And negative 15 times negative 4, negative times negative is positive, so it's plus 60. 15 times 4 is 60. Okay, equals, what's 2 times m? 2m. What's 2 times 5? Positive 10. And what's 2 times 30? 60. Okay, now get the like terms done. Look how our life has been made much easier. As soon as we multiplied everything by 30 and crossed out, we have now regular numbers here, no more fractions. We got rid of the fractions. This device got rid of all the fractions and made our life a lot easier. All we got to do is add the m's together, the like terms together, and we're on our way. All right, 6m and negative 15m is minus 9m. That's gone, if we want to keep score here. Negative 12 and 60 is positive 48. 60 minus 12 is positive 48. 2m is alone. There's nothing to combine it with. And 10 and 60 is 70. All right, so I got m on both sides. Can't have m on both sides. Got to get rid of one of them, so I'm getting rid of the smaller one. Minus 2m on right. If I do minus 2m on right, I got to do minus 2m on left. This is gone. This is negative 11m plus 48 equals what's left on the right-hand side is 70. We're getting there. Now let's work on this 48. Minus 48 on the left, minus 48 on the right. This is gone. I got negative 11m equals 70 minus 48 is 22, positive 22. Let's move the paper up. Move the paper up, and we've got enough room to clearly show the answer without any problem here. Let's divide the left-hand side by negative 11, and whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. Divide by negative 11. This is gone. We've finally gotten to m equals 22 divided by 11 is 2, but positive divided by negative is negative 2. The answer is, and you go check it, you can put the negative 2 back into the original equation. M is equal to negative 2 after that whole long equation that we had to deal with. Okay, now there's another problem. This is called, that has a fancy name. It comes from the same place, 1.1, dealing with the linear equations. And this one has a fancy name. It says we're supposed to solve the rational equation. Solve the rational equation. Okay, but this has x's in it instead of numbers. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Hold on. Here's problem, I think we called the previous problem number 1. That's all we could get on one page. This will be problem number 2. Here's what it looks like. It comes from section 1.1. We're finally there. We're past the review. Here's why it's called a rational equation, because it's got in a denominator an x. Equals, over here, let me leave a space, and that's why I'm doing that on purpose again, 6 over 2x plus 3. Okay, so in scrap paper, right over here, some scrap paper. Scrap paper. What are the two denominators? X and 2x. What is the lowest, what is the LCD of x and 2x? Well, x will go into 2x and 2x will go into 2x. So the lowest number I can get that both will go into evenly is 2x. That means I've got to change the denominators to 2x. Hold on. So this is going to turn into 2x. This will turn into 2x. Apologize, one second. That's not what I mean. As soon as I find the LCD, we do exactly what we did before, which is to multiply the both of them by 2x, all three of them by 2x. Multiply this by 2x, and this by 2x, and this by 2x. Right, exactly what we did before. As soon as we find the LCD, multiply all the pieces by 30. We found the LCD in our little box over here, 2x. As soon as you find the LCD, multiply all the players by 2x. What does that do? The x and the x is canceled out. 2 times 12 is 24. The 2x and the equals, 2x and the 2x are gone, so equals, so we got a 6. And 3 times 2x is plus 6x. Okay, so now all we got to do is solve for x. So the 6x is on the right-hand side. That's okay. Let me get rid of this minus 6 on both sides. And I have 24 minus 6 is 18 equals, this is gone, 6x. Now, I need x, so I divide by 6. And I divide by 6. This is gone. X is equal to 18 divided by 6, which is 3, otherwise known as x equals 3. That's what you're looking for on your answer sheet. X equals 3, and the problem is over. Let me go over that again. What happened? What just happened? We had a problem that said 12 over x equals 6 over 2x plus 3. We went to scrap paper and put up our x and 2x right next to each other and said, what's the LCD? Well, the LCD is pretty simple. It's 2x. 2x will go into 2x, and so will x. As soon as you find the LCD, multiply this by 2x, this by 2x, and this by 2x, all the players by 2x. This became after canceling out the 2x's, 2 times 12 is 24. Canceling out these two 2x's, they're all both gone, and we get a 6. 3 times 2x is 6x. We did the rest of the story, and we got x equals 3, and the problem was over. Just for visual sake, let me get this to look a little bit more like an x, and this to look a little bit more like a 2. And everything is up there. And that is what we need for the, we have a little bit more with linear equations. We've got one more thing to cover. Bear with me. Let's see if I can't get another page out of this. and keep going. So I try another page. Yes, here it is. And we're still in the topic called linear equations, but now we're solving a linear equation, solving a linear equation for a specified variable. All right, that sounds fancy. Just give me a chance to explain. Problem number 1. There's 2 problems here at most. And problem number 1. What if you have 3x plus 2y equals 6, and the instructions are solve for y, meaning we want to see y isolated on the left side or the right side, preferably on the left side, and all the other junk on the right-hand side. So our target is to get y isolated. All right, whatever's plussing or minusing from the y's got to go first. So you do minus 3x left, minus 3x right. That's gone. You get 2y is equal, and this, I'm telling you, remember to do this. Don't put 6 minus 3x, put minus 3x, put the x first and the number second. Get used to that habit, it'll come up in other problems. Put the x first and the number second. All right, what else is left? We got to get rid of this 2. They want us to isolate for y, solve for y. So divide this by 2. If you do that to the left side, you got to do it to all parts of the right-hand side, all of them. This is gone. We're almost there. Y is equal to negative 3/2 x. 6 over 2 is 3. And there it is. We have solved for y. We have isolated y. We have solved for a specified variable. Let me show you one more like this. Problem number 2, as follows. Problem number 2, and it's a little bit more complicated. What if they ask us to do with a is equal to 1/2 h, b in parentheses, b, capital B plus small b, those are 2 different things, and we're supposed to solve for capital B. We have to isolate capital B. Okay, what do? First thing to do is to get rid of this 1/2. Multiply both sides by 2. Both sides by 2. When you multiply 1/2 times 2, it cancels each other out. So what does our next line read? 2a is equal to h times b plus b. Okay, now we can get rid of the h. How do you get rid of the h? Divide the right-hand side by h, and if you divide the right, you divide the left. So we get 2a over h, this is gone, equals b plus small b, and we're almost finished. We don't need the parentheses anymore. What am I looking for? Capital B? I don't want that small b. Minus b makes it go away. And this also, whatever you do to the left, you got to do to the right. So we have 2 capital A over h minus b equals capital B. This got canceled out. And here is our answer, reading from right to left. So on the answer sheet, it should say B is equal to 2a over h minus the small b. Answer, let's say C. Okay, so that ends this video, and that ends 1.1. We've done 1.1.